What's up everyone, it's Herd85. Welcome to episode number 7, TEW 2016, WWE A New Era. Now on Raw, continuing on from last week where Samoa Joe turned face to help Seth Rollins against the OC. And the show's already booked, so let's see how we do. Sweet. So this one's a bit of a trial with a manager for the Authors of Pain. So you might be able to read in the notes down the bottom here. Eric Bischoff. The Authors of Pain pick up a pre-show win. So I'm quite happy that actually that worked, because Bischoff would be a good mouthpiece for these two. So had a few people left over here. Pre-show match, Pete Dunne defeating Kurt Hawkins, Riker, Jimmy Jacobs making a in-ring debut, and Naito. So on to the main show. AJ Styles and Finn Balor call out Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe, and this time they are going to be challenging them to a tag match, but instead of Gallows and Anderson this time it will be AJ and Finn in the match. So 79 rating, pretty good. Making their debut as faces, the Chris brothers defeat the Forgotten Sons. So you might know the Chris from Impact Wrestling as OVE. I was pretty short on faces, so it's time to bring in a couple. CJ Parker, Drake Maverick and R-Truth are backstage. CJ suggests they should form an alliance. When one is champ, all of them are champ. You watch each other's back, fight off big monsters like Rowan and keep the 24/7 title between them. He asks, are they with him? Drake Maverick and R-Truth have a little think about it and then agree. So this is a new stable. CJ Parker, Drake Maverick, R-Truth, a face stable. I don't have many of them. But yeah, they're all pretty good charismatic people, so hopefully they shall move up the roster a little bit. Five-man prove yourself match. Chad Gable defeats Titus O'Neil, Jinder Mahal, Shelton Benjamin, Tajiri Ishimori. So, not a good debut. This was Ishimori's debut. But it's basically just to give Chad a win, to be honest. TJ Perkins making his return to the roster. He's defeated by Casazono. 50 rating. Yeah, not too bad. Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish heading to the GM's office. Stone Cold Steve Austin is waiting with Stephanie McMahon. He informs them tonight they will have a 6-man tag against English, Enzo and Big Cass. Stephanie has a message from her husband. Payback is a... well, I suppose you can read that. Women's match, Emma making her return to the roster, picking up the win over Carmella, Mia Yim and Peyton Royce. 38 rating, not the greatest. Maverick, Parker and R-Truth attack Eric Rowan backstage. Rowan manages to fight back, but they make a run for it after. So the stable get a bit brave there, going after Eric Rowan and then making a bit of a getaway. Cool. Kevin Owens picking up the win with the cannonball. Probably should tweak Kevin Owens' finishers. He also got injured, strained his calf muscle, so that's not good. Probably one he can work through, but Sarah Logan orders her tag team to attack the Usos. Ivar and Eric follow orders, laying the boots in. So the War Raiders attack the Usos, building up to the tag match that's going to take place at TLC for the Raw Tag Team titles. 8-man tag. As for Black, Damien Sandow, The Miz and John Morrison defeat the Briscoes and the Ascension. Black picking up the win with the Black Mass. Brief appearance, Firefly's Funhouse, The Fiend says let me in. Sort of not really got anything planned for Wyatt at the moment, but I'm sure I can think of something. Tag match, the newly formed tag team, Bad News Barrett, Drew McIntyre, defeat Heavy Machinery. Or newly formed to Raw, they were a team in Florida Championship Wrestling. Oh, AE2 for this. Eric Rowan demands a 3-on-1 handicap match against CJ Parker, R-Truth and Drake Maverick. Stone Cold agrees, and that's going to take place at TLC, which is actually this Sunday. It will be featured in this video. TLC 6-women tag match. The Horsewomen defeat Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Shayna Baszler picking up the win. Stone Cold comes out following the match and said this Sunday at TLC, Shayna Baszler will defend her Raw Women's title in a fatal 4-way against Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair and Asuka. 65 rating for that one, not too bad. Matt Riddle defeats Cesaro in a 1-on-1 with the Bro Mission. Cesaro partly MCL tear there. Partial MCL tear, that can't be good. Daniel Bryan floors Matt Riddle off following the match and poses for the title belt. So that's building up to their US title match. That's going to take place at TLC. The Undisputed Era, combination of Strong, O'Reilly and Bobby Fish defeat Alien English, Big Cass and Enzo. When Roderick Strong uses underhanded tactics to win. Following the match, Adam Cole's involved in a 7-man brawl. Triple H hits the ring and makes the save, which then triggers an 8-man brawl, and all have to be separated. So Triple H returns to get his revenge on the Undisputed Era. Main event, AJ Styles, Finn Balor defeat Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins when AJ defeats Samoa Joe with the calf crusher. So an 80 rating for my main. Following the match, Rollins, well, they weren't celebrating, but following the match, the OC beat him down. So the OC get a win and then beat up Joe and Seth after the match. Wow, for the first time it has told me that my storylines must be alright, because a 78 rating, that's definitely the highest rated show I've had since the beginning. So yeah, definitely really happy about that. 78 for Raw. So pat myself on the back there. Finally changing the ratings. So wait for the news. Cool. So Raw as well, definitely my best show. So here we go, Cesaro. Cesaro is out for 2 months. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has only got calf strain and that he can work through. Ah, La Parka. Or La Parka 2. CZW versus Shikari. Okay, he's trying to move forward. So storyline wise, the two have finally met the minimum requirement. Just. So I need a 77 on 2 storylines. I got 77 bang on for the OC versus Seth Rollins feud, and also I've got an 83 rating on the Braun Strowman versus Orton feud, and I've also got one that's 75, which is Kofi Kingston against Brock Lesnar. So good ratings will definitely a good sign with finally pushing up. Alright, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Okada, the star performer. That's not really news, is it? Got Mike Bennett's contract coming up, or Michael Bennett, Mike Canales, I suppose you know. New Impact feud, huh? RVD versus Sabu. What is this, ECW? Impact doing some signings, some Canadian talent, I guess. Alright, let's get forward. See what the news holds before we get to Smackdown Live. Can't believe I actually got a 78 for Raw. Pretty chuffed. It's only taken me about 7 weeks to try and turn it around. Hopefully it's a trend that will continue. Ah, JR's retiring. It's a shame. Kevin Sullivan. He's announcing his in-ring retirement, jeez. New Japan, Okada, AEW. Alright, so the AEW main event, the Lucha Brothers over Joey Janela and Sean Spears. You got Kenny Omega versus Jimmy Havoc, Best Friends Private Party, Dark Order versus Luchasaurus. Looks like an alright show, I'd watch that. NXT UK, Zach Gibson. Not too bad. NXT normal. USA, I suppose. USA. Alright, let's get forward to Friday. There goes my fan, blowing up as always. It's got Impact coming up. And then it will be on to Smackdown. Smackdown Live. Just a debating in my head what to put as the main event. Maybe we should go for a Brock Lesnar wrestling appearance. Oh, Triple A. Dragon Gate's always packed. Tempted to bring him back to WWE, but oh, here we go. NXT against AEW. So it begins. Right, up next should be Smackdown. Alright guys, as you can see, we're at Smackdown already. The show has now been booked, so here we go. So, classic pre-show opener. Andy Lorcan picking up the win in a triple threat match against Sanada and Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate and Sanada don't have a lot of overness, so for now they'll be pre-showing and opening shows until they build up a bit of overness, and then I can attempt probably a push for one or if not both. 5-woman match. Ember Moon, Naomi, Lana, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, with Naomi picking up the win. She's also one half of the tag champs. So main show, Heyman, Brock and Axel are in the locker room with Sting. He says due to last week's attack on Kofi Kingston, he is not here tonight, but he will be ready to defend his title at Backlash. As for tonight, Brock and Axel will be in a tag team match against Big E and Xavier Woods, which will be a non-title match as they are the tag team champions. Bit of a random tag again to try. Oh, here we go. Now it looks like that'll be a permanent tag between Gresham and Mark Andrews, as they have excellent chemistry teaming together. Shame they got beaten by Shane Thorne and Drew Gulak. Amazing Red making his WWE debut, losing effort though against Elias. Sting is in his office when Kane walks in. He hands a photo to Sting. Sting wants to know, what is this for? Kane says, bring them to Smackdown. Make a trade. I need the gatekeepers. He then leaves the office. Puzzled Sting looks at the photo and says, I guess I can give Austin a call. So yeah, Kane's requested someone be traded to Smackdown. 6-man tag. Luke Harper with the thrown together team of Davey Richards, Scott Dawson, defeat Tozawa, Mustafa Ali and Ted DiBiase. Alexa Bliss is in the ring. She calls out Sasha Banks to face her. As soon as she appears, she gets jumped by Rhea Ripley and Jazzy Gibbert, who have been lying in wait. The ambush leaves Sasha down and out. Bliss introduces us to Ripley and Gibbert. Together we are Twisted Bliss. So another heel stable formed. Bliss picking up the formerly known alpha female and Rhea Ripley. Bobby Roode picking up a win over Zack Ryder with a glorious DDT. He is victorious. Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin are in the ring, about to cut a promo when darkness falls over the arena. Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley Baron Corbin. You tried to destroy what is already dead. There will be no mercy now for you three. At Backlash, the dead will rise again. When I go one-on-one with you, Sami Zayn, and you will rest in peace. So yeah, Sami Zayn getting a big match against the Undertaker at the Smackdown pay-per-view Backlash. Cruiserweight title defense, Cedric Alexander defeating Buddy Murphy with a lumbar check. 53 rating. Ideally, you want the Cruiserweight matches to be like in the 70s. My hottest feud going. Randy Orton and Baron. Nearly said Baron Corbin. Braun Strowman finally come face to face on opposite sides of the ring. They pause, psyching themselves up, and charge. The ring gets flooded by numerous wrestlers trying to pull the two apart. So basically, Orton and Strowman trying to destroy each other. 89, yes. The new tag combo, EC3. Mike Kanellis of the Megastars defeat the Lucha House Party. IC title match. Shinsuke Nakamura defeating Alex Shelley and Rusev. 63, pretty decent for a mid-card feud at the moment. Sami Zayn burst into Sting's office just to complain about the match really with the Undertaker. Tag match, Kairi Sane and Natalya defeating Bianca Belair and Lacey Evans. Dolph Ziggler defeats Johnny Gargano with the zigzag. 64, yeah, not too bad rating. Following Dolph Ziggler's match, Matt Hardy appears on the screen. Dolph Ziggler, when you and the stars of Mega attacked me, you triggered a very powerful premonition. I was once woken. I saved Bray Wyatt, but I only woken something more evil inside of him. Maybe I'm not woken at all. Maybe my gifts are broken. I must find Zen with Skarsgård on the Lake of Reincarnation. To be continued appears on the screen. So is Matt Hardy no longer woken and become broken? Sweet. 90 rating. This one for Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar Axel promo on Kofi Kingston saying his days as WWE Champion are numbered. Main event? Nope, not quite. Semi-main event. Andrade defeats Ricochet. Andrade injured his knee. Let's hope it's not a serious one. Main event, 69 rating. Not the best rating for a main event. Axel and Lesnar defeat Xavier Woods and Big E with the Kimura lock. Wait, 75. Storylines are still doing good. 75 Smackdown. Decent. Alright, let's continue on. Because up next, well, on Sunday, will be Backlash. Not Backlash. TLC. Yeah, the Raw pay-per-view. Backlash will be on the next video. Talking about Smackdown stuff, got Backlash on my mind. New Japan changing their TV times. Andrade has a knee injury. It's one that you can work through, but still it's not ideal. Bit of a random one. Paul Heyman, click building. Paul Heyman has forged an alliance between Brock Lesnar and Maria Kanellis. Okay, that's a bit random. Let's hope Mike is alright with that one. Play. Ray Phoenix is always the best. Jimmy Havoc. Big Nose Pac joining New Japan Pro Wrestling on a written deal as well, so that would be a big loss for AEW. Kind of think potentially the AEW guys and the next game update might need to be put on written contracts instead of PPA deals, so they can't get raided. Either that, or they put a worker agreement between New Japan and AEW. Right, let's have a little look-see at the news. Ring of Honor, Jay Briscoe, AEW pay-per-view. So, custom made one by myself. I'll take a snap so you guys can check it out at the end of the video. So yeah, AEW having a good show. Lucha Brothers, Young Bucks, Spears vs Havoc for the title. Adam Page, Tommy Dreamer. Progress. Rampage Brown there, and then it's quite a lot of news today. Lots of title changes. MCW, I think that's an Australian company. Oh, AEW for one out of another. Ooh, do I want to sign Moose? He's okay. Not sure though. Alright, I think that's all the news. Let us progress, because up next is the Raw exclusive pay-per-view. So up next is TLC. Right, here we go, the Raw only pay-per-view. TLC. All booked, and away we go. So, in a bit of a pre-show match, Bray Wyatt picking up an easy win over Kurt Hawkins, Pete Dunne, TJ Perkins, Shelton Benjamin and Tajiri Shimori. To be honest, I didn't want Bray not to be featured on the show, so I thought I'd just give him some match just to keep him relevant, but it was pre-show. Lots of random pairings here, trying a bit of a mixed tag combinations. So, as you can see, Candice LeRae's team picks up the win when Emma taps out to the perfect face lock. So this is on the main show. Again, this is trying to get some of these people over. The Forgotten Sons. Cassius Ohno picking up the win over Jinder Mahal, Titus O'Neil, and Ultimo Dragon and Justin Thunder Liger. The Authors of Pain picking up the win over the Chris Brothers. Akam with the last chapter. Again, Eric Bischoff is their new manager. Soon I shall be putting him into a storyline I've got coming up, ready for him. Sting's here, speaking with the Raw General Manager Steve Austin. The two shake hands. It's confirmed a talent change has been made, but who? 3-on-1. Everlasting. The trio of CJ Parker, R-Truth and Drake Maverick pick up the win over Eric Rowan with a quick roll up. Looks like Carmella and Truth don't actually have chemistry on the game. So one of the storylines, Shayna Baszler defeats Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair and Asuka when she cheats to win, really. First title defense. 58, not too bad. So this is a freestyle segment, but it's basically to announce Drew Gulak is moved over to Raw, and he'll be in action. There you go, Drew Gulak. Wow, great chemistry. Losing effort against Aleister Black for the Black Mass. 56. I think we can have this match again. So I've got quite a lot of tag teams now. So Bad News Barrett and Drew McIntyre defeat The Miz and Morrison, the Briscoes and Heavy Machinery. And Bad News Barrett hits Mark Bristow with a ball hammer. 62. So slowly building up. Connor and Victor are with Steve Austin. It's confirmed they are going to Smackdown. So it's not a massive trade, Drew Gulak for the Ascension. However, I do actually have a storyline for Connor and Victor. Tag team titles on the line. Jimmy and Jey Uso defeating the War Raiders. Oh no, Eric has dislocated his shoulder. Samoa Joe defeats Finn Balor. This was to carry on a mini part of the feud involving AJ Styles and Seth Rollins as well. Promo time, Triple H with Aiden English, Enzo and Cass before their match with the Undisputed Era. Big win for the Undisputed Era. They defeat Triple H's group when Adam Cole defeats Triple H. 64. Pretty decent considering a lot of the talent here is only low mid-card. Kevin Owens Open Challenge. And it was answered by Damien Sandow. Kevin Owens is working through calf strains, so the match quality probably isn't as big as it could be, but 62 is still pretty decent. Owens wins with a stunner. Carmella defeats Peyton Royce. I actually made this an eye candy match and it got a 63, which is actually higher than the Fatal 4-Way Women's title match, which was not rated on eye candy. While the feud's continuing, Daniel Bryan defeats Matt Riddle in a ladder match to retain the United States title. 68, pretty good, with Matt Riddle slowly getting over. Just a bit of a promo from the OC, AJ, Finn, Gallows and Anderson. Main event. AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title. Seth picking up the win. He also took a stump bump during the match, 77 for the main event. And then he celebrates his victory after 89 for a celebration. Might drop here. Oh, 77 for the pay-per-view. So one of the better shows. Storylines are obviously still going strong. So after the pay-per-view, I am going to praise Seth and AJ. And also, let's go Daniel Bryan, give him some praise. And that is it for this week's episode. We'll just see some of the news before we continue. But yeah, definitely a good week. Raw scored high, Smackdown scored high, and then the Raw pay-per-view scored pretty high. At the moment, all the titles were retained at that pay-per-view as the storylines continue to develop. I should probably be adding some more tag teams to that tag title storyline. Right, CML, new champion, and Impact. So Impact have given Sabu, what a hero, the world title. Who'd have thought, huh? Sabu, Impact World Champion. TLC, good feedback. 77, like I said. Took place in Madison Square Garden. Mark Haskins let go by Ring of Honor. CML. Impact had Bound for Glory, here we go. So the main event at Bound for Glory was Sabu versus Rob Van Dam for the world title, which Sabu obviously won. Kenny King gone from Ring of Honor. Aiden Prince claims the X Division title, so obviously Impact's roster's definitely taken a dent. New Knockouts champion. Ring of Honor basically letting quite a few go, probably because they were taken over. Let's double check who their booker is now. Yeah, Jim Cornette's in charge now, that's probably why everything's changing. But yeah, right, that'll be it for this week's episode. Again, thank you for tuning in, surviving to the end. I'm pretty happy with my ratings, they are definitely on the up. And as always, give it a like, give it a comment, and take care.